All right, time to get to the Bible study. This time we're going to be looking at a couple places in the Gospels. We're going to be looking at specifically warnings against hypocrisy, and along with that, in some of the later chapters, we're going to be looking at the widow's offering, which kind of ties in.
Ooh.
So,
Which sounds like a curse. That sounds immediately like a curse.
it does. The widow's offering.
She's a hag.
Yeah. She comes to the door and then she's like, I have a rose for you. And then you say no because you're a spoiled French child. And then she turns you into a beast when you say no. What was her plan if he said yes? Was she going to be like, oh, shit,
She'd be like, okay, here you go.
I'm a witch. I was going to turn you into a monster.
Well, she did recon before that.
And the-
This is a Beauty and the Beast reference, I
Yeah.
think, right? Okay, I was just double checking. I was like 99%, and I didn't know if you were getting weirder with me, but that was just for the audience. For everybody else,
She like,
you don't know.
was she like, oh, I thought you were too spoiled? And he's like, I'm a French aristocrat and I'm 12. What did you think was going to happen?
Was he 12?
You just roam the country. I figured this out once. He was like 12. If you track how many years it says they were in the castle, and to his age when Belle shows up, he was 12.
Okay, now I have questions. Okay. This is a Bible study. So, the little teacup is a boy. Is Beast still a boy?
Are you
The
asking
teacup's
if,
a boy.
Are you asking if the beast? Oh no, you're asking if
I'm just saying, look, what's the rules for transformation? The teacup remains a boy. Everyone remains alive for a certain amount of time. They're all like locked in. The people who are utensils and shit around are locked into their age. Is Beast not locked in? Is he just like a burly 12-year-old? He's just got precocious puberty?
I guess that's fair. Maybe he was an adult, a young adult at the time that the spell was put on him, and he just stayed in stasis while he was in beast mode.
Yeah. Beast mode. True. Yeah. Anyway, so we are doing the Bible. Okay, more.
Did Belle get busy
Yes.
with the beast while he
Yes.
was the beast?
Yes, you have to. You have a limited amount of time. You have a small window.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Was she disappointed once he became a normal guy?
Well, yeah, because I mean, there's clearly going to be like a. It's not about the. So I think the length is probably the same, but the girth is going to be different, and then the peripheral experience is obviously that's skin. That's not burly beast hairs. I found this out the other day on stream. Apparently, gorillas have really tiny dicks, so maybe Beast had a normal human pee-pee, which would be small for him. And maybe it's fine. Maybe everyone's satisfied in that relationship. Okay. He could also just get his head game right and figure out how to please somebody.
We actually did see in that one scene he wasn't eating with utensils. He was just like up in that.
And
soup.
as we all know, that's how you eat vagina.
Yep.
Just stare into my eyes. This is what you get. POV, your clitoris. Did you like that? It's good shit.
No.
All right, so on to Jesus. So that's a good prep into the Jesus content that we are doing right now. Jesus would, of course, because he is perfect in every way, would give mathematically. This is just a fact of physics. He would give the best possible head. So I've only learned from the best. So this is Matthew chapter 23, verse 1, and this is a warning against hypocrisy. So then Jesus said to the crowds, and then this is like after he was doing all that other stuff. He's always got crowds around. He's like I don't know. I assume someone like Paul McCartney. He always has a crowd, right? And a guitar around. So Jesus is Paul McCartneying the Beatles guys.
In your head, you think Paul McCartney walks around all day with a guitar and that people follow him?
That's exactly how his life works.
So I'm Paul McCartney, and I'm going, I have some mail to drop off today. I'm going to go to the post office, and you think he has a guitar in case someone wants to hear Hey Jude along the way.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to
That doesn't answer.
fly.
This is that okay? Copyright infringement aside, that does not. This is not answering my question.
Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must be careful to do everything they tell you, but do not do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach." What if they are telling you to do the things? What if what if there's a conflict of interest there? What if those two things run into each other? What if don't do what they do, but what if they start preaching what they do?
His point is that currently they are telling you what to do, but they're not doing what they should be doing. He's saying that as it currently stands, what they're teaching isn't necessarily wrong, but they're hypocrites for not following their own teachings.
Well, I know that he's saying that. I'm just saying, like, what if those two collide, and now you
Jesus
have
didn't think
two conflicting... Okay.
He didn't think to future-proof this. Jesus says, "I'll be back soon," at the end. So I think he didn't expect the 2,000-year absence. He didn't think he needed to future-proof this, okay?
He should probably have expected that. He literally got told he was going to experience that. So they tie up heavy, cumbersome loads. Okay, look. This is not a Cummies joke. I was scanning ahead, as you do when you read, when you do live content, and cumbersome was cucumber in my brain the whole time. But it's cumbersome loads, and that's normal. They tie up heavy, cumbersome loads and put them on other people's shoulders, rude, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. So the Pharisees have very heavy loads that they put on other people's shoulders. Easy peasy. You need a back brace for that. Make sure your form is correct. Everything they do is done. Wait. This is a quote. My bad. Everything they do is done for people to see. They make their phylacteries wide and the tassels on their garments long. They love the place of honor at banquets and the most important seats in the synagogues. They love to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces and to be called rabbi by others. Okay, you told me this wasn't about Paul McCartney, but that's like to the T his life.
How does that describe Paul McCartney's life in any way?
Number one, phylactery. He's a lich. True. Tassels. Obviously. He's in the Beatles. Very tassely.
When have the Beatles ever worn tassels? Oh, wait. Sgt. Pepper.
Yep. They love
did they have tassels in Sgt. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure they had the tasselies. Either way, there's a non-0% chance that Paul McCartney has engaged in tassel wearing. They love the place of honor at banquets and the most important seats in the synagogues. It's the Beatles. Paul McCartney doesn't sit at the side table. Paul McCartney knows who he is. And they love to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces and be called rabbi by others. Everyone knows Paul Rabbi McCartney. That's a very common nickname for him.
For the
Everyone
record,
knows that.
Phylacteries in the Hebrew sense, phylacteries are not
vessels. Little wooden vessels, right?
They're not vessels for their soul. Phylacteries are containers for the scriptures that they would wear on their person to carry around various scriptures with them. Because books, as we understand them today, weren't convenient.
Wait, what's the little? What's the little? They had like a little wooden hats. Am I thinking of? I thought. Okay, hold on. Now I gotta look it up. Isn't there a let me just type this in. I don't know if this is a thing. I could be thinking of the wrong thing. Remember thinking of the wrong religion? I thought there was like a religion with like little tiny wooden hats on top. But maybe I'm mistaking them.
I'm gonna have to Google it.
Little tiny wooden hats. Am I mistaking it? No, those are souls. I don't think it's Jewish. Hold on.
All I'm getting is like cute little cowboy hats, little wooden hats.
What am I? Religious wooden hat? There's like little itty bitty tiny wooden squares that people wear. What the fuck am I thinking of? It's not a yarmulke. No, that's totally different. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. The tiny hat mystery will continue. We'll figure it out. Okay. So the quote continues. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth father, for you have one father, and he's in heaven. What about your dad? What if you have a dad? Do you just call him dad? What if you're in one of those?
We're all brothers and sisters in Christ, okay?
Yeah, but except this one deletes your dad.
Go clean your room, Hezekiah. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. You're my brother.
True. Loophole. Nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. That's himself. That's very Paul McCartney, frankly.
That's what you do. You call other people hypocrites and bad people, and then say that you're right and everyone else is wrong as you point on actual problems, and therefore no one can actually criticize you. It's the Donald Trump maneuver. Look at, hold on, I'll do my... All these Democrats, they're coming out here and they're shipping your jobs overseas. They don't care about you. They don't care about farmers. They don't care about anyone. These politicians, they've destroyed America. I am here to make it better. I will save your jobs. He's pointing out legitimate problems with the economic systems of America, although he's pointing to the wrong... He's very one-sidedly addressing the issue.
That's the best faith I've ever seen someone... like, the most benefit of the doubt someone's given Donald Trump. He does not deserve, for the record.
He's pointing out the fact that the economic system that we're currently in is not working for people, even though he doesn't do so in so many words. He's pointing to the results, but not the actual meaning. Whereas...
I have an answer.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, the answer to the tiny hat is Teflon, or phylactery. I was right. It's a small leather box. It's not wooden. I thought it was leather or wood, but it's leather. It does control scrolls or parchments inscribed with verses in the Torah, and they're little boxes, and they're kind of on a headband, and they sort of wear them like here. And then they wrap the thing around their arm, and I don't know what it's called, but I was right. It was the Jewish faith. I was right about this. Yeah, I know stuff about things. True. Anyway, so that's the end of that. That's the whole story about the little tiny hat. Dude, look at how sexy this little coif is right now. That's totally on accident. What the hell's going on there? I'm never moving again. This is the perfect hair. All right, you're welcome, everyone. The greatest among you will be your servant. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. It's always interesting when Christianity has these sort of passages when they're like, yeah, the meek among us are gonna be, they're the good guys. And then how Christianity has, or I guess Christians rather, are the people that are in charge of Christianity, of course, but their relationship with those type of quotes seems to have gone, at least in America, have gone out the window. They do not give a shit about like the little guys. It's very anti, like these are not fully, it's like not like full Marx going on over here. But it's like, at least respect poor people, respect the meek among us. These are not the things that we experience as Americans, especially from Christians, in my opinion.
This is what I find interesting, too, because I would imagine a large part of the growth in Christianity in the Roman world, of course it had to do with the fact that it became the state religion at a certain point. But even before that, and its growth, I would imagine, had to do with the large proportion of people in Rome who were sort of lower class individuals, who were even slave class individuals, and this message of like, the meek shall inherit the earth, the powerless shall gain power, the rich shall be punished. Like, I would imagine that that's an endearing message if you're like born a lower class person in Rome and you see corrupt officials up at the top, doing things. And we see a lot of that reflected in modern society, but instead of recognizing that message as what it is, because I don't think most Christians in America read their own Bibles. I think they listen to their pastor who's extolling right-wing politics to them from the pulpit and pretending it's religion. They're not taking the same message out of the scripture that the people of Rome would have when they were initially sort of switching over. Because I think that was part of the appeal, was this idea of the downtrodden won't be downtrodden forever and they'll take back power. Not necessarily by force in this sense. It's like more metaphysical, religious prophecy. But it's that idea that the weak in society who have been taken advantage of will no longer be taken advantage of in this future heaven vision, end of the world, whatever you want to call it. Basically, what you would consider almost like socioeconomic justice will be done metaphysically. But Christians nowadays don't seem to latch onto that message as much as they do retribution for those they consider lesser than themselves, and not for like
Absolutely.
selfish economic reasons, but for like identitarian reasons. Like, that person's gay, they're going to hell. That person,
Where they go.
it's just very,
Montero
very
taught me that.
strange.
That's true. It also like that messaging was why it was very appealing in the Dark Ages, because if you don't know, the Dark Ages are called that not only because it sucked, but because no one was really literate, and so from a historical perspective, it's sort of dark in that way. And like, so the only literature really around and the only people that were literate were Christians, due to just circumstance, really. And I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously the Arab world and China and stuff, and there were other places that had language. I'm just saying, like in the West. Because
wasn't
we
Islam's
descend
golden age
from those
during
people.
that same period at some point?
It would have been before that, but yeah,
Okay.
it would have been, and then they did the Crusades and stuff. But like, but yeah, so it's just interesting how that stuff sort of takes hold, and it's really fascinating if you look at sort of like Celtic Viking style stuff, and how like Norse mythology gets influenced by Christianity, and just like that whole I don't know, it morphs into this really weird thing because it absorbed Roman culture, it's sort of like just like sponges stuff from people's cultures, and then creates a broader culture, which is fascinating from a like a sociological and anthropological standpoint, but it's like really annoying to live with. like these people still believe in fucking superstitions when we could just be like, okay, these are very cool aspects of our culture. It's not real, but we like this, and here's some heritage. That would be fine. I'd fuck with it. I still like Christmas. I just wish it was obviously a little different. All right, so we're moving on to Mark chapter 12, which talks. Oh, it's similar. We have two things. We're gonna have the warning against the teachers of the law, which is very similar, and then the widow's offering, which is related. So these are Mark chapter 12, verse 38, is where we start. As he taught, Jesus said, "Watch out for the teachers of the law. They like to walk around in flowing robes and be greeted with respect in the marketplaces, and have the most important seats in the synagogues and the places of honor at banquets." All of this is true of Paul McCartney as well. So again, I don't know that this is very different.
I've never seen Paul McCartney in a robe.
Well, I don't think your perception of that is necessarily what determines what's true, but whatever. They devour widows' houses, and for a show make lengthy prayers. These men will be punished most severely. So I know that this means, like, we take advantage of widows, and we get rid of their their wealth and stuff. But just eating a whole house as a power move is actually kind of fucking rad. Like, that's ideal for me. I think I'm gonna go with that headcanon where they just power move and eat your house. What did you fist pump for? Is there a separate thing happening?
Don't worry about it.
You're not engaging with me in the house. Yeah, there he is.
It's between me and chat. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm telling you. So, yeah. Is that? Do you think everything was cake back then as well? Has it's always been cake? Spaceman meme.
It's not cake.
They were eating cake houses, or no?
No.
Okay. All right. So
I've broken the one. There's only one rule of like improv.
Regular.
Never
houses?
say no. Yes, and.
Well, you weren't engaging with me anyway. It's fine. The widow's offering. You were busy with Paul McCartney's rope.
I was engaging with chat. Okay, I had to show them Paul McCartney's rope.
Engagement. That was a soft engage.
I'm okay with being soft. Soft is where I idle at. Okay.
Yeah, that was like SEAL Team 6. We are doing stuff, but if we get caught, we're not going to acknowledge it. You're dead to us, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The widow's offering is right after that. Jesus sat down opposite the place where the offerings were put and watched the crowd putting their money into the temple treasury. Many rich people threw in large amounts, But a poor widow came and put in 2 very small copper coins, worth only a few cents. There's no way that said cents. But I don't have
It's a
marking
translation. It's a
Yeah,
translation.
I just thought that was not fantastic, fascinating. What does it say on your end? Does it say the same thing in your version? But the poor widow came and put in 2 very small copper coins worth only a few cents.
She, out of her poverty, put in everything. All she had to live on is what mine says.
Oh, well, that's a way better way to put that.
Oh no, mine does say actually worth only a few cents. I'm sorry. If you go on, it'll say different.
Calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. They all gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on."
Jesus understands progressive taxing, confirmed.
He also understands like per capita statistics.
Yeah.
He understands percentage statistics. Yeah. Things that we cannot get modern Christians to do. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, Paul McCartney is also very, very giving. He's a philanthropist, so he's
not everything has to be about Paul McCartney. You know that.
Not
right?
Everything has to be, but everything is. It's just the way it is.
No, it's not. If I said a random thing right now, you could not relate it to Paul McCartney.
I probably could.
Legumes.
Paul McCartney eats legumes. I don't know.
That's terrible. That's not a good connection.
Beans and toast. He's an English person. He eats beans and toast. It's pretty common.
Hold on. Let me think of a different thing.
Okay, he did it. Easy.
Tucson, Arizona.
Well, he probably played at Tucson, Arizona with the Beatles once, and he's been there, and he probably fucked a lot. Probably did fucking ayahuasca in Tucson, Arizona. They definitely played in Tucson, Arizona. That's a huge place. There's no way the Beatles never played there. Right? Fuck. Yeah. He's vegetarian? Well, yeah, because he likes legumes. There you go. Anyway, so wait, what was this next one? Warning against the teachers of the law, and then there was okay, yeah, I remember. I made my screen different so I could be oriented properly and move my marking. So now we're at Luke chapter 20, verse 45.
Just real quick, someone in chat says, "Who is Paul McCartney? Is that a Beatle?" What the fuck, man?
All right, just Google it. Just Google it. You're on the internet already.
He's one of the most famous musicians of the 20th century. He's like in the top 5. He's in the top 2. And I think the other one's John Lennon.
I was gonna say Michael Jackson, but no.
Okay, I think the Beatles are probably. Ooh, that's tough.
No, Michael Jackson kind of literally broke their records, didn't he?
You might be right. So maybe Michael Jackson, John Lennon, Paul McCartney.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, like, sure. Like, if you're just young, a whippersnapper, you know, it's not like it's fine if you don't know stuff, but it's also like you could Google this. You don't have to show your ass on everything like this, guys. You can just be like, you literally spelt Paul McCartney correctly. You get it. Like, it wasn't that far away from your grasp.
Pete Best is number 4, shockingly, for no reason.
Pete Best? Yeah. Pete Best? Okay.
He was the original drummer for the Beatles.
Yeah.
And then he left.
Don't do that. Never leave a band. That's true. You never know. It'll be like not investing in Bitcoin early. Okay, so warning against the teachers of law in Luke. Why my bank just texted me. It's like, friendly reminder that you have a mortgage. It's like, well, yeah, I'm aware. I was here when that happened. I fucking hate that shit. Hate it.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
John Mulaney's... Here's breaking news on this live show. John Mulaney and his wife are getting divorced.
Oh, but I like the jokes.
Yeah. You think he's going to do another bit, like, to counter the, "That's my wife" bit?
That's my ex-wife.
That's my ex-wife.
Well, I hope everything works out for him. He's got a rough go of it sometimes. Love you, John. It was the cocaine. You He relapsed, you know? And you know what? She needs to live her own life.
Yeah.
It's okay, John. Warning against the teachers of the law. So this is Paul hanging out in front of the Supreme Court. While all the people were listening, Paul McCartney said to his disciples, "Beware of the teachers of the law. They like to walk around in flowing robes and love to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces and have the most important seats in synagogues and blah, blah, blah. And they devour widows' cake houses and make a show for lengthy prayers. These men will be punished most severely," which is true. That's true. And then the widow put in more gifts to the temple, giving 2 copper coins. And then he said, "Truly I tell you," he said, "this poor widow, Eleanor Rigby, has put in more than all the others. All of these people have their gifts. All of these people gave their gifts out of wealth, but she out of her poverty. She gave all that she had. All the other poors, or all the other people, didn't give as much based on a percentage of wealth and their total net worth." That's how that song goes. It's a classic song called Eleanor Rigby's Accountant. That's what that song is called.
She wouldn't be lonely then. She has an accountant.
Well, yeah, but what's your relationship with your accountant? It's just like a very.
I don't have an accountant, but I'd like to think if I had one, cordial.
Cordial, right? Cordial, but not like. I feel like it's one of those things where, like you'll make some cookies and you'll give them a Tupperware filled with cookies at like the holidays, but like you expect the Tupperware back.
And in tax season, you buy them a nice bottle of red. And you leave it.
Yeah, like a Coppola, a Francis Ford Coppola bottle,
yes.
Which isn't very good wine, but everyone kind of, ooh, Coppola. There was a director of film. Must be good. So you don't want to spend too much.
He made The Godfather 3. I'll have you know, which is the greatest film of all time. So
I thought that was the worst one.
That's the joke.
People didn't like that one. Oh, well, I don't remember anything from The Godfather 3.
He actually just did a director's cut re-edit of The Godfather 3, and I've heard it's much better, so I got to check it out.
So Francis Ford Coppola, his edit of that is ideal.
Hopefully they remove as much Sofia Coppola as possible.
We don't like her. Is she bad?
Yeah. That was like one of the major complaints about the original Godfather 3 is that she's in it and she's bad.
Big part of that conversation at the time, I was busy with my Paul McCartney.
I hate this bit. I hate this bit more than most other bits we've done. I'd rather do Y-hole part 2 than to do this Paul McCartney bit for another second.
What's the second Y-hole? Like at this point, it's 2021. It's like a non-invasive incision. Back in the day, we were just butchering folks. But now it's like an ACL, like a little sliver. That's the next Y hole. It's true. It's actually true. Actually, I think Y hole part 2. What could it be? Well, it has to be Y shaped, I guess. It could just be hole 2. It doesn't have to be Y hole shaped. We go with a totally different shape altogether.
Hole 2.
What is
Q-inning. It's a Q hole.
It's a Q hole?
It's a Q hole.
Okay. I guess look forward to Q hole. And we'll figure out what that is at some point. The Q hole. All right. What can you do with it? How creative can you get? That's the end of that. There's no more Bible. Do we have any takeaways here? The only takeaway I have really is that they don't apply this kind of logic to their faith.
Basically, I think it's just another illustration that modern Christianity is completely divorced from the actual teachings of Jesus in a way that most Christians don't even recognize because they haven't actually read the Bible. Or if they know of the scripture, it's basically been perverted by their local pastor in order to run along with whatever conservative Christian or conservative political position that their church happens to hold.
Donald Trump is president right now. He's a shadow government. So, I think that's how it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's still in charge, right? No. Obama's in charge now. That's the new conspiracy.
That's kind of cool. If you like drones.
Is it? I was going to say, like, is it good? It was good at the time. It was good for its time. It was a step in the right direction. A palatable black guy for most of racist white America.
If that's what they considered palatable, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like the right freaked out. The right is still in a continual
Yeah, they're in a tailspin.
freaking out over Obama existing.
Yeah. Pretty sad.
All right.
Pretty sad stuff.
So, yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, check out our live stream Sunday. Check out our separate YouTube channels, Actual Jake and Hannah Reloaded, respectively. Twitch.tv/ActualJake and Twitch.tv/Hannah Reloaded.
Yeah.
Patreon, channel memberships. These are all things. Check the description.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff is free.
Yeah. That's it. Bye.